Welcome, one and all. This is a overview of Morathi. I'm not going to say it's a guide this time, simply because Morathi and the Cult of Pleasure is one of those one of those few factions I found in Total War, Warhammer 2, that well, it's very difficult to make a definitive guide on her. So her faction's a fair bit more random than almost anyone else. I've found that no matter if you do the same actions, you can end up with different results. So, yeah, that's the definition of insanity for you. But she does spread chaos corruption. So, quickly just going over her faction and Lord effects. She does spread chaos corruption, as I said. Her faction actually needs chaos corruption. Which is a bit of an issue, as if you don't have enough chaos corruption in your lands, you're going to have a lot of rebellions and such things, and that may cause a lot of issues. So trying to keep your public order in place is quite difficult. She has minus 40 diplomatic relations with the exiles of Nehek, plus 20 with the Dark Elves, construction cost minus 25% for sorcery buildings, minus 50% hero action cost, which is actually really good. Make sure you get plenty of assassins for that. Chaos corruption plus 1 all characters. Upkeep minus 50% for all heroes, so lots of heroes is a good thing. On start turn, lords in the characters region can have a chance to gain plus 2 loyalty. You can decide how she creates loyalty on your own. Cooldown minus 5 turns for sacrifice to Hecate, and slave cost minus 50% for sacrifice to Hecate as well. She starts off with some Dark Riders on their horses with repeater crossbows, some Witch Elves, and a War Hydra. So this, of course, is legendary, very hard legendary. Being that it's not actually a guide, it's more of an overview. You don't really have to worry about that too much. Now, Morathi's been around for more than 2,000 years. She was originally the mother of Malekith, the leader of the Dark Elves, with Anarion, who came across her after his first wife had been killed. Found her, what he thought was being raped by some Slaaneshi demons. Judging by what we know about her now, more than likely it wasn't so much unconsensual, it was more quite consensual, most likely, possibly even summoned by her. Hard to say exactly. But, that being said, So really the line of Anarion was doomed from the start, considering you've got Anarion wielding the Sword of Cain, you've got a Slaaneshi worshipper creating some of his children. You can't really expect to have a nice, stable bunch of people from that, really. Alright, so Morathi, along with what she already starts with, and apparently she is Morathi, she starts here at the ancient city of Quintex. She has an assassin with her. In my case, he's a disciplined one, so he's okay, but what you really want for your heroes, if you're going that way with the Dark Elves, is you want Spiteful as a trait. Depending on what you're going for, of course, but Spiteful is a melee attack, melee damage to all units in the army sort of one. So very, very good trait for Dark Elves. Now, Morathi herself, so she is the Dark Manipulator. Now, her blue line is pretty much the same for all other Dark Elves. Getting the Dreaded Slaver, always a good plan for you. Want lots of the unpaid interns, or whatever, indentured servants, or anything that you want to call them like that. But other than that, blue line's pretty much the same sort of thing. If you go through it, there's things like ambush success chances, lightning strike, quartermaster, elven healing, that kind of stuff. Red line is the usual, just boosting troops and that sort of thing. I normally build armies of shades and dark shards. So dark shards early, shades later. So I normally go for Sheaf Master for the dark shards and the Reaper Bolt Throwers, and I think it's Raid Leader for the shades. Yeah, and over here I normally just go with I think there's one that's just really the shades. Is there? Yeah, so this one here for your shades. Shades, Dark Riders, that sort of thing. There is one also for that will boost your Dark Shards, I think. Maybe there isn't. Oh, yep, there's the Dark Shards Reaper Bolt Thrower one. I probably wouldn't waste a point by going in there. She is a magic user, so she's got things like nothing that good in the lower tier. I mean, Power of Darkness ain't that great. Melkoth Mystifying Miasma is okay. Moving into Pit of Shades, is probably your best bet. Soul Stealer is really good as well, since it actually absorbs hit points, so it will boost her a bit. And then there's the usual Greater Arcane Conduit, because she already has Arcane Conduit, I think. I think she starts with something like that. It doesn't really show it there, but yeah. Then you've got her usual. They've got your usual making her better in melee, but she is mostly a caster, so I probably wouldn't worry about that unless you've run out of places to put points. Now, for her real special abilities, you've kind of got two. So it's one of those ones where you can either pick your Tenacious or Insidious. Insidious giving you better hero success chance for all characters, more ranks for your assassins, better assassination chance and more movement range. Makes your Shades and Dark Riders a bit better in melee. Probably not that necessary for your Shades, honestly. You just want to shoot the crap out of stuff. And you've also got a Public Order one. Over here, though, you've got Tenacious. So more casualties captured, which essentially transfers into more unpaid interns. Income from post-battle loot is up for all characters as well, and that's also for all armies as well, for the extra captures. More replenishment rate, ward save for your army, experience for your army, which is whatever. But I mean, the ward save and the replenishment rate are good. Diplomatic relations with Beastmen and Norska is whatever, but more chance to get magic items is always good, and that's all characters as well. And your favoured corruption, so in this case chaos, for all regions is actually quite good. Upkeep minus 30% for all units and attrition minus 50%. So really, when you compare the two, in my opinion, go for Tenacious. It's much better overall for your faction, in my opinion. She also gets Sulafet, which is a Dark Pegasus. So nothing like flying around the place nice and fast. So 105 speed when you're on that. So very, very good. You can get Hakadi's Blessing, which is excellent. And you wouldn't worry too much about that one, but getting your extra magic reserves and unlocking sorceresses for all provinces with more hero capacity and recruit rank. Friggin' awesome. So you don't even need the sorceress building at that point to be able to make your sorceresses. Blessed by Evil is also very good, so you probably go for these two, and then Blessed by Evil just reduces a lot of Winds of Magic costs and that sort of stuff. And your cooldown, and then of course you've got Water Cane. Very good if you're flying over the place. Next on the list is her items, which are quite good. So having the Dark Sword, extra Public Order, excellent. So that'll make it better in melee as well. And more Chaos Corruption, which, again, for you is very good, because you want to keep that Chaos Corruption high. Makes her better in melee. She shouldn't really be in melee, but that's okay. That +5 Public Order is pretty damn good. The Wand of Caridon. Magic item drop chance higher. Winds of Magic more of. Cooldown, yes. Basically all of that's quite good. And it also has a bombardment spell in it that you can use twice. And then there's her Amber Amulet. So again, more magic. Ward save 20%. That you don't really need anything else other than that. But she also gets regeneration. She also has wound recovery time -3. And there's more replenishment rate. Overall, that is probably the one you want to aim for the most. And it starts at rank 2. So, yeah, get that. Definitely get that. Now, Ancient City of Quintex, you do have the Catacombs of Quintex. So it's a growth building, and it has a decent amount of income to it. It's 400 income plus 60% from its own building. So now, moving into what I think you should be doing to start off her campaign. Well, first you go like this and make everything faster. In my opinion, if you don't like this, then, well, don't do it. And try to click the correct one that you're actually after. But unlike what I did. Now, the assassin, I use him as a scout down towards here because we need to sort of deal with Sildrator first. Morathi, we'll get you moving down here, and we're going to recruit Dark Shards. And here we're going to upgrade the halls of mustering because we want to get masters as soon as we can. Research, you've got all of one option to start with. Choose or die, so you get more income from slaves. Not a bad thing. Now, once you've got that, you can do things like your post-battle loot, that sort of stuff, but I like to try and get things like the public order and growth first. So I tend to aim down here, get the public order, get the growth, then I'll look at getting the money and that sort of thing. So the main mechanic with Dark Elves is slavery or unpaid interns, all depending on how you want to see it. So you've got three options: receive slaves, request slave, which basically means it's got a higher rate of getting them, or no more slaves. So I've found the best way to do this is generally have all your slaves going to one place until you're at full capacity. Then just get out of that, with your master, he actually has masters. They've got an option to reduce the amount of slave decline because you lose slaves every turn. So either they run away or they're beaten to death for being useless, depending on how it goes. So essentially, more slaves means more income. So you put them all in one place, increases the income exponentially of that one place, and you've only got to focus on the one place to keep that income in. So with a couple of masters in there, and preferably a assassin or two that has, where is it? It's one of these, or it's one of these. Here it is, this one here. You can increase your slave income from that province as well. So as you kind of pile in all of those bonuses, your income just goes completely nuts. It's bloody fantastic. So anyway, we'll do a couple of turns here just to go through. So that's kind of your overview of Morathi. Again, so you can see here we've got 100% chaos corruption, and the chaos corruption doesn't actually lower our public order at all. It's the fact that we've got a higher difficulty level and our taxes are fucking our public order. Pretty hardcore. Now, down this way, we're going to find Sildrator doing some recruiting. As you can see, we don't actually cost that much when we're doing actions. So, just so that we can soften them up a little bit and level our assassin up a little bit, we'll do that. We will just do another round of recruiting this turn as well. For our assassin, we don't actually have anything we need to assassinate at the moment, so we're going to go into specialist. Yep, I think that's a good idea. We'll quickly check our, as you can see, when it comes to diplomacy, we're not very good at it. We are at war with Sildrator and Tyrannok. Nagarath will also want to come to war with us. As you can see, that's deteriorating rapidly. Hexawattl's also going to end up coming to war with you as well. So overall, this holding your province is difficult because of it. Now on the plus side, you do have a couple of these little places that are increasing. Probably should have tried that in the first turn. So if you can remember, Clark are on first turn, try and get some kind of hugging it out bonus with them. Okay, now getting into the next turn. So they'll do some more recruitment. What we're going to do now is actually move down and go into ambush stance. So, and this will be basically one of two things will happen. Either they will come up to get ambushed, or they won't, which sounds pretty obvious when you think about it, but it is one of those things where we can't always say they'll do this or that, unfortunately. But what we can do, definitely, is look at what we can get out of here. Vicious is pretty good. It is only bonuses for him, though. I like Stride. I like getting the extra speed, though, because then they can move around faster, and so we'll take that one. Not that we can do much with it at the moment. And let's see if they're going to come out and play. They may not. It kind of goes both ways on it. Yep, here they come. Force march and everything. Now, normally what I'd say here is manually fight this battle. It is actually an advantageous position for you. So if you look here, you can actually set up a nice trap for them. Their ranged will be about here, and all of their melee and stuff will kind of box itself all up into one chunk and try to head down here. So it makes it really, really nice target for you, especially for things like his fire and everything like that. So fight it manually. I'm not going to this time because I don't want to run out of time too quickly on this. But yeah, fight it manually, and it's a much better fight. Yeah, it means I am going to lose a spearman, but it's okay. We'll be right. Grab some slaves. You can do things like get treasury and that sort of stuff, but overall, slaves are going to work better for you. But yeah, definitely fight it manually if you can. It's what I've generally done in the past. Alright, so we need to recruit a sorceress to be able to get our Amber Amulet. Which you do want to do. Don't put him in the army because he'll just stop you from being able to move. We will give her... I am actually going to go into magic with her first, just because I want to be able to get Pit of Shades for her. So, for battles like that one where we can group up their armies so much, Pit of Shades is amazing. We'll go with Specialist. Yep, let's have a quick look and see what we've got now. We've got a Weapon Master. I prefer Vicious over the two, just because I prefer the melee defense, because I like them to live. Normally what I do is not take either of them and hope for a Spiteful, but it's a guide. You don't always do what you should do. Now, we're going to take Iron Spike. Again, you should fight it manually, and I will actually do that this time. Just because I don't want to have to completely lose forces. So, Dark Shard spam is extremely viable for Dark Elves. Dark Shard spam is, if anything, advisable for Dark Elves. At least for initially until you can get Shades. Dark Shards are amazing. They're not that long a range, but they are armor piercing. So in that way, they can be fairly superior than other units. We'll have Morathi near the front. I have you up there as well. I actually don't like the fact that he shoots. So, actually, we'll pop him up there. We'll have more auto shot. Okay. Now, Dark Riders, you head off. Go around there. Try and be a distraction for me. So he'll just cop a lot of shooting if I leave him out the front like that. So we don't really want to do that. And so will he, actually. But on the plus side, what it kind of does, it distracts their Dark Shards. Just see if we can get him to head back towards us. No, that's out of range. Alright, let's get the Hydra in there to breathe some fire. They're coming into range of us now, which is good. Yeah, that's good. They're starting to kind of get behind each other there. Oh yeah, go Hydra. That's the way. That's what I like to see. Now, we'll actually get him into combat over there. And let's them there. Fire on them if you can, please. We don't have to worry too much about her being in combat. Oh, forgot the Dark Shards are way back there getting... the Riders. I always do things like that. I'm a shocker sometimes, aren't I? Alright. Full blown, everything at them. Oh, jeez, yep. I fucked up that, didn't I? That's alright. Almost the rest of the army's basically been routed. Go for them, Witch Elves and Assassin. You keep chasing them down. Let's send our Dark Shards after them. You go shoot at them, please. Keep all that retreating for us. Blood for Cain, apparently. Blood for Cain, apparently. I keep saying apparently. As if they're gonna change their tune. He's taking a little bit of damage there, that's okay. Looks like they've got the army loss penalty now. Yep, there it is. That's good. So what we'll do is we'll let the Hydra just regenerate a bit. He still has plenty of regen. That gives us Iron Spike. Bit of losses. The Dark Riders will be fine. I'm not really concerned about them. They were just a distraction anyway. Alrighty. There we go. So Iron Spike, decisive victory. Didn't actually lose the unit that we were told we were going to. Always a good thing to not lose a unit. Now, the war with Tyrannok. That's still a bit of a problem for us. We'll loot and occupy. We are going to end up with a rebellion either way, so we may as well just push it and get the rebellion. This is where what I should have actually done with him is hired him now instead of earlier. Iron Spike, we don't actually want the growth building in there. One of the few times I don't want a growth building. I actually want the... let me show you it. So the Dark Elves under Morathi, they've still got the usual these buildings, but the public order building's a bit different, where it's actually got chaos corruption, and you can get death hags out of it and that sort of thing, which I think is normal. But yeah, so you can get quite a few death hags because of that. It's a good idea to build this in as many unit places as possible, because hero capacity +1 for masters, so more masters means of course less slave decline rate, and that's always a good thing. So really, once you're kind of up here as well, now that I've got that master building, I actually destroy that, because what I want is shades. Shades are better than dark shards. So that does remind me, I should do that now. They will destroy that, we want the shade building. Shade building, good. Actually, no, we don't want to destroy that yet, because I actually still need to recruit dark shards for this army. Don't destroy it yet. Destroy it after. Get it first. Oh, jeez. One day I'll write myself a script when I actually do one of these. I don't know. Keep leveling up the assassin. We'll actually move him out of the army as well. So I want him to keep doing actions for me. And we're going to have our lovely, friendly guardian masters in the army. I actually find masters to be really good units. So, very, very good heroes, in my opinion. Well worth it. They do a good job. Good job. Alright, income from slaves, plus 3%. That's good. We will move that master further this way. We will bring Morathi down here, where we'll have a decisive victory, where we will apparently lose 2 units. Let's get the master in there. We'll get the assassin to come and try and assassinate him. It's pretty cheap. Excellent. Here we want to put in this building for now for public order and chaos corruption. We are basically going to cause a rebellion next turn anyway, because we're going to loot and occupy this for the extra slaves for the more income. So as you can see, if we go here, it actually should tell us how. So we can have a maximum capacity of 4,500, and they're giving us 804 income at the moment. So yeah, that's basically supports our army quite well. Alright, decisive victory, low casualties. We're still going to lose the Witch Elves, which I don't like the idea of. So again, fight it manually. I won't fight this one manually. You saw me fight the other one. We've now got more units that are better equipped. It's an easy battle. It's all good. So, I will leave the guide there. Overview, I should say. That's Morathi to start with.
Show no mercy.
In my ending bits, you are going to end up at war with him. No ifs, buts, or maybes about that. Tyrannoc is either going to come through this pass here or through the Moon Shard. That gives you 2 options. You can wipe out Sildrator yourself. Not the best option in my opinion, just because what Sildrator will do after you've taken Sildrator is they're going to want peace. You're going to be able to get some money out of that, so probably do that. Then work on taking out the Tyrannoc army that's going to take over the Moon Shard. If you're lucky, what they'll actually do is destroy the Moon Shard, and then they will basically settle it themselves. At which point, you are fighting a half-done army. So, very, very useful that. So, keep that in mind. Again, I go for growth here and public order first, so that I can try and settle my initial province a bit, and get it settled down into a usable province. And then I start worrying about growth and that sort of thing. So hopefully this has been a useful guide to, at least, or overview for getting you started with Morathi. And hopefully it'll mean that you can go through and start wrecking some high elf face. I'm actually thinking of starting this as a campaign in the future. So if I do, I will actually start it from this point, and I'll just move on from here. So I will see you in the next episode. Well, not next episode. I'll see you next time. I'm still going to be doing the other campaigns first, so when one of them ends, I may pick this back up at that stage. So keep an eye out it. Keep watching Eclaw and Kartep, and I'll see you in the next one. Hope you have a good one. I'll see you later.